Jerry Jones hates Jason Garrett. Has the time come for Jerry Jones to say, enough with the crap, smiling, clapping guy? Sure felt like that after the game. Jerry Jones talks a lot.
A lot.
Jerry Jones is a very powerful man in this industry, so his voice is heard on a very regular occasion. He has marketed his team to be America's team, one of the biggest franchises in the entire world. Doesn't matter if it comes to sport, just franchise in general. Has taken zero of the citizens' tax dollars to build up his office, his facility there, Jerry World. So you got to have a lot of respect for the man. A couple weeks ago, he takes a lot of shots at his own coaching staff, in my eyes, whenever he complimented Zimmer's coaching ability in shutting down Ezekiel Elliott. I mentioned it. I talked about it. Everybody from Dallas said, no. He was just giving a compliment. He's a nice guy. Then a couple weeks before that, he said that the offensive coordinator position is the hottest seat in all of sports or something like that. I said, wait a minute. Is he going after Kellen Moore? Everybody said, no. He didn't mean it like that. He talks a lot. That quote was taken out of context. Let's play what Jerry Jones said just yesterday after the game. By the way, in New England, that was a close game that they probably could have won.
Terrible weather,
which almost leads into Jerry Jones' point even more after you hear it, but could have won. This is what Jerry Jones says.
I don't think there's a game that a coaching staff has areas that it couldn't do better in. And I just don't like it that we've got so many as I'm standing here tonight.
Okay. He also said some other things, I believe, about how special teams is directly correlated to the coaching, which, by the way, when you're playing against Belichick cares about the special teams. He's like invested in the special teams. And they got a guy named Matthew Slater. Matthew Slater is the best special teams player of all time. His dad, Jackie Slater, NFL legend, so he's a generational talent. He's very, very good. They also have Justin Bethel, good schemes, block a punt, score a touchdown, bing, bang, boom. Don't put a returner back. You put the Cowboys punt team in a blender because you didn't put a returner back. That means they were never, ever prepared for an over number of people inside the box, because when you don't have a returner back, you have 9 people in the box on a punt, which means that your front line has to zone protect basically instead of man protect, which is normal. If I am a punter in a game and I see no returner back and I'm punting into the wind, I am so happy because all I have to do is just catch it, low line that thing, and it's just going to run out. Instead, they get a delay of game because they don't know what to do. Then they get an illegal shift, and then they lose 20 yards of field position with Belichick choosing not to put a returner back. He beats them in all aspects of the game, which is why Jerry Jones said, I built this team better, which I would argue he's right. With that weather, the rain, the wind, all that, to have a great O-line, which is what the Cowboys supposed to have.
Yeah.
To have a great running game, which is what the Cowboys are supposed to have, in a defense that can do well and can swarm and can move to the ball. You would think that game was almost set up for them to succeed as opposed to the Patriots. And here we are talking about a Patriots team that still doesn't have their offense clicking yet. They made a play down there in N'Keal Harry.
Yep.
Great back shoulder throw, great catch. But he drops one later where most of the time those balls are caught. Julian Edelman had one hit off his hands, which doesn't normally happen. He makes up for it later, but normally those are caught. So this was a defense and special team strictly win for the Patriots. And if you're a Cowboys at Jerry Jones, you're like, come on, this was one of our only chances to get this win. And it looks like this season is kind of spiraling out of control.
The thing I don't understand either is, look, like Jason Garrett is going to get his ass canned. He probably deserves to. He's been there far too long, I think many would argue.
9 years he's been there clapping.
9 years.
2 playoff wins.
Right. But, like, they have had several more, much more egregious losses this year. I don't know why after this game, I guess die-hard Cowboys fans maybe expected them to win, but, is anyone really that shocked that that's the way that game played out?
No.
It's just interesting that he would take a stand that hard after this game as opposed to, the Minnesota game or a handful of these other losses where they really had no business losing.
I think once you start looking down the line, both them and Philadelphia have a pretty good schedule, but they have a couple more losses, I think, coming down, and I don't think Philadelphia has that many, and they're not going to get the wild card spot, so this is another year where the Cowboys and Jerry Jones could have been having this conversation up in the suite. It looks like we're not making the playoffs this year, boys. And that could be tough to take, especially if you're the owner of a franchise that's supposed to be marketed everywhere.